Hi, I'm Craig from ITC Reefculture, and I just wanted to give you a quick little demo of how near UV light can affect your light meter readings. Now, just to come back to the top, PAR is the sum of all wavelengths of light between 400 and 700 nanometers. And if your light meter isn't calibrated across that range, then are you going to get accurate results? So let's take the near UV light as a bit of an extreme example in this case, because we're just going to put a really bright near UV torch directly on the sensors. So there is no air gap distance. But PAR is kind of a little bit of a useless measurement on its own, because if you don't know the spectrum, you don't know how much of the light is in what part of the spectrum, you know, and if your light meter is calibrated in one point, how accurate is it really going to be? So PARwise can measure all of those things because it is calibrated across the range, and more importantly, it can ignore near UV light. So what we're going to do is we have two of these standard meters, which you can see on the camera up there, and we've got a PARwise here. So I've got my near UV torch. I'm just going to put that directly on top of the sensor head. And we're getting a couple of thousand PAR there. This is quite a bright torch, but not all of that light is visible light. The majority of it isn't, and we're going to see that in a second. So we're getting a couple of thousand on that one. We're going to use the yellow one, and we're getting around about 1100 on that one, so quite a big difference again. And then if we put it on the PARwise, and I'm just going to have to change screen on the TV. There we go. I'm going to take it off so you can see it kick in. There we go. So I pop that on the PARwise sensor, and you can see that we can't see any other light because the torch is absolutely flooding it, and we're ignoring all of the light that way. And you can see this is one part of the bell curve. We can't measure lower than 380 nanometers, but this bell curve will go all the way back down here into the other ranges of UV and onto UVA. So we can only see this part of the triangle here. And that is what's being counted there. So we're getting a measurement of about 589 PAR. It's a big chop off of all of the other light that's there. But if you have near UV lights, which nearly all of the LEDs, aquarium lights have LEDs that are under 400 nanometers or around there. If you have those and you measure those with a light meter that isn't able to ignore that light, that is going to affect your results. So like I said, this is a bit of an extreme example. But the main point is PARwise is a digital light meter that's able to read spectrum and is calibrated across the wavelengths of light from 400 to 700, whereas traditional light meters are only calibrated once in one point. So because we can ignore all of that light, we're able to give you a much more accurate result. And it doesn't matter what the light source is as well, whereas traditional light meters are typically built and measured or designed to measure sunlight. That's why they've only got one single point of calibration. We use a digital sensor. Light meters like these use a silicon photodiode, which just creates a voltage when a light is received across it. And that voltage is then calculated into the result to give you PAR. So if you haven't seen our How We Calibrate PARwise video and the tests we did across lots of different colors, please go and check that out. It expands on this subject much, much more. And go check out all of our other videos that we've got on lighting topics. Hopefully we can all learn something together, and I'll see you in the next one.